I suppose in something that we had, it's not entirely surprising, but it's still a big deal whenever Rockstar does something like this. They've confirmed the end of major support to Red Dead Online because all cannons are being pointed at GTA 6 now. That is they're getting that golden goose ready. Still a long way off yet, I imagine, but it's for Rockstar. Garrett, you'd imagine like the priority now isn't wringing the last few dollars out of Red Dead Online. It's getting this ready, which is going to just destroy everything.
Yeah, and I think that like this has been like the formal announcement of the end, but they've left this game behind long ago. I know that community is particularly like upset at the degree to which Rockstar just abandoned them. They're just like, listen, the game's amazing and you have this stuff to do, and now we've just stopped. And there was another story this week that they were going to be remaking GTA 4 and Red Dead 1 after the GTA trilogy, that they've also seemingly abandoned to focus all the resources into 6. So they're very much that GTA 6 is coming, and probably, I don't know, 2 years away, 3. What do we think?
I think closer to 3. I think they think 3, but it will be 4.
I mean, they're still going to be actively supporting GTA Online, right? There's nothing happening with that.
Yeah, and I imagine it will be a thing where it'll be like they're not going to do a GTA Online 2. They're going to just import GTA Online into 6.
You would imagine so.
And I would imagine Red Dead Online was nowhere near the success that GTA Online was. Otherwise, they wouldn't be killing it.
No, of course not.
And they'll probably do the smart thing from a business point of view would be to do the thing where it's like you'll only get all the new stuff coming to GTA Online if you're logging into GTA Online through the GTA 6 portal. It's going to be something like that, because it's not. It's the Minecraft 2 thing, that people always say. It's like, do you try risk moving everybody onto a sequel? What do you do? So
we're seeing that like in practice at the moment with Overwatch.
Yes. So I reckon Rockstar will think, discretion is the better part of valor. Let's kind of have our cake and eat it. Let's have a new single player experience in 6 and a whole load of new bells and whistles and online, but fundamentally online. People can still bring, like, that game has been going now for 9 years. 9 years this September. And people have invested a lot of time and money in that, and people will get super fucking mad if they have to start again.
Just to go back there to the whole thing about GTA 4, because I think there's a really interesting question to ask around, if that is a thing, and I guess why would that be a thing? Because like when you think of the 3D Grand Theft Auto games and like the ones that people have the memories of, you usually go to like the original trilogy, and I don't think people immediately bounce to GTA 4. But the problem is because of that era that it was on, and the fact that like kind of console wise, as far as I'm aware, GTA 4 isn't currently available to download on the PSN store or the Xbox store.
I don't know about Xbox, but not
I think
PS.
it might be on Xbox.
I'd have to go and look.
It might be available through backwards compatibility.
Yeah. And obviously, like the whole fucking shambles that is the PS3 and Sony's like ability to stream, or, the fact that, anything that was on the PS3 is not going to be made in any form other than streaming. And there was a really good video from a YouTube channel called Modern Vintage Gamer that basically spoke about like why is getting stuff from the PS3 like available in a form that isn't streaming. Why is it so difficult? So that's a really good video to check out. So like that just isn't going to happen. And
isn't the theory about why PS3 is so borked is that it's like the 512 MB chip. Instead of just doing 512 MB like the Xbox did, they split it into two 256 chips, and that fucked everything for reasons that even Sony were never able to understand.
Well, it's that, and the fact, they're just kind of like, it's pulling, things from different parts of the motherboard and the chips in a way that, when developers could figure it out, you had incredibly technical, you look at like The Last of Us and whatnot, but yeah, again, there's Sony have been able to figure it out, and it does seem that at this point, them and other developers have just decided it's probably easier just to remaster these games than to figure out this architecture and do the ports and stuff. So I wonder, like, do Rockstar think that there's the incentive that a GTA 4 remaster would make bank in the way that trilogy? Oh, I guess the other question as well is, considering how much of a shambles the trilogy remaster was from last year, if they have the goodwill or lack of at the moment that they could, if people would sort of be like, you know what, I'm not too sure I want to get my hands on this.
A ton of people still bought that trilogy.
They did.
And I think they'd still buy GTA 4 if they put it out there.
Those people.
I was gonna say. I was thinking, it's like you can't help yourself, Jack.
No, I love GTA 4 as well. I'm a strong defender / stan of GTA 4.
I think it's great, but I do feel like it's like the least kind of revered out of the five.
I don't like it.
Really?
I was never a fan. Yeah.
Why is that?
Relentlessly annoying cousin is.
You want to go bowling, Dave? Hey, Dave.
Is a huge part
Dave,
of it.
You want to go bowling, Dave? Bowling?
There's like at the heart of it, there's an interesting story, like the immigrant in America story, but yeah, I don't know. Like maybe it just hit me at a wrong time where I wasn't playing a whole lot else, but I was coming to GTA for a thing that GTA 4 wasn't willing to give me, and I was finding in Saints Row at the time. You know what I mean? That kind of like insanity, crazy, vibrant, colourful sandbox, whereas they were going a completely different way with GTA 4. And look, yeah, fair play to them for going a different way, but it just wasn't for me.
Fair enough. I also guess the question as well is like, would they want to do this in-house, or would they send it out and outsource it again? And fair enough, Grove Street Games like had handled like Chinatown Wars and the like the mobile ports and stuff, so they did have prior experience with the property, but I wonder if they would be a little bit more cautious and would want to bring it in-house, which again would explain why they're like, let's just fucking GTA 6, that is the thing to focus on.
I think they tried a lot of AI upscaling and that kind of stuff with the remaster trilogy that ended in disaster. So like if that worked out, I think it would have been like, oh, straightforward, just give it to them, AI everything up to whatever it should be and release it again, make money. But everyone was like, no, we hate it, stop it, actually remaster things.
But I also wonder if there would be less of an issue, because we were having the conversation at the time that doing that sort of upscaling for that era of games is probably more likely to end in disaster, because like the textures are blurry as shit, and if you're upscaling it, you're just upscaling in blurry textures. Whereas there might be less of an issue with
a game that's natively HD.
The 7th generation onwards, basically.
Yeah.